schedule?
The Turks are on top of it. Yes, there will be no delays.
Please, Mr. President, I am asking you to reconsider. No, begging. The Sector 7 Undercity is home to more than 50,000...
Director Twisty.
At least let us issue a warning, sir.
The stench of the Director's cowardice fills the room yet again.
Breathe. Progress requires sacrifice.
Learn to live with it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. That was funny. Actually, that might have happened purposely. A little drop of water splashing in his face to kind of wake him up. I never noticed that before.
Where in the... Damn, it reeks.
Alright, I'm gonna go over to Aerith because she was
Aerith.
I'm probably gonna have that extra scene with her later anyway.
We have to get to Sector 7.
Yeah.
That bastard! You gotta be kidding me!
I hope they do as much justice to raps as they do apps. They call it Rabzu instead of Abzu. Or how they did Abzu instead of apps. Do Rabzu instead of raps. Oops.
Time to get serious.
Get him! Come on! One more shot! Come on! This one's for you! Hey!
Here we go.
Get out of the way. Water doesn't look very realistic.
That's it.
And catch! Come on! One more shot! There it goes. Do you think it lives down here, or...?
It was probably Corneo's pet. And we were dinner.
Hey, you don't believe that crazy story of his, do you? Shinra wouldn't sacrifice a whole sector just to take out Avalanche, would they? Destroying part of the city, killing all those people just to get at us?
I don't know. Is Corneo the kind of guy who'd make up shit just to screw with you?
I wouldn't put it past him.
But if he was telling the truth, and there's still a chance he was, isn't there? Then we should go. And if it turns out he was lying, then so what? Right?
Tifa!
So I didn't have a lot of notes about this one.
These tunnels are all connected.
Continue my thoughts after this.
What is it?
I'm pretty sure we can use these tunnels to make our way back to Sector 7. The sewers under Sector 6 and 7 should be connected. If you get in trouble, just follow the stench.
Another one of those lessons?
An avalanche thing, actually. We use them to move around the Undercity, in emergencies.
Sure we're not lost?
Positive. There should be a big waterway just up ahead. Let's find that first. Lead the way.
This part of the game in the original is about 10 to 15 minutes. And it's a little extended here. So that kind of means that they could take something like the marshes or mithril mines in the original, how we had that in the
Try
original.
to stay behind me.
And they could make it its own unique chapter in Remake, which is, I mentioned that before, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. But we just saw our first Sahagan, and that's I really like how they made those creatures. The enemies in the original are Caesar, Sahagan, and then of course Apps at the beginning. So this chapter is pretty faithful to the beginning, or to the original. And let's see, Belugu and Were-Rat I think are in here, but they're not in the original. At least the Belugu is not in the sewers in the original. I didn't see any, at least. Okay, I think there's something I can get over here. Not that I need it, but... So yeah, there's really not much to really say about this chapter.
Down here. Well, the Undercity isn't exactly the prettiest place, and we're under
there.
that, so...
This or the next chapter. And they're both pretty good. Move the plot forward with some fun battles. I do have more comments about the next chapter, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Because they extended it quite a bit much. Little rest spot. I don't need to rest.
I'll protect you.
Yeah, see there are the were-rats.
Was never in doubt.
There's Scissor Claw, or Caesar, as he's called in the original. I think
You're good at this.
Told you so.
it's probably like sort of a Japanese pronunciation of the word scissor, like scissor claws, like Caesar. I'd probably just butchering pronunciation, but I know that with a lot of words in Japanese are kind of like cheeseburger in English.
Is it safe to go through here?
It's really dark. I'm
For
sure
the
we'll-
Japanese word, it just sounds like the English word,
Hey,
and they
Cloud.
just sort of say it with a Japanese
Assuming
accent.
Corneo was telling us the truth. What do you think Shinra's really up to? I mean, they've gotta have an endgame. But I can't imagine what it is. Destroying a whole chunk of the city just to get back at us doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah, I can't imagine any way they could profit from it. It's gonna cost them a fortune to rebuild.
Corneo's lying. He's gotta be.
That's a power generator, all right.
Wow, talk about ancient.
It's an antique, older than the Mako reactors even. It'd be a miracle if it still works.
Hey! Would you look at that?
And let there be light.
Locked up tight.
But not if we use the skeleton key Jesse made.
Huh. Does this mean it's in the water?
We'll see.
And I just noticed there are two screens in the original, and there are two big main sections in this. So, coincidence? Absolutely not. I think it's that type of legend, that type of attention to detail that makes this such a successful remake. One of the things that makes it successful. And the skeleton key is down here. That's why there are
Let's go.
I like that stamp with the treasure chest behind him. We don't really have those kinds of treasure chests in this game. Oh, there's the ladder. Here we go. Right in front of Stamp. Almost as if it was placed there purposely. Alright, now I got that one last section. Oh, wrong area.
It worked!
Excuse me, Aerith. She's just budging her way through, pushing everybody around.
Wait a minute. I know this place. Sector 7 should be just on the other side of this waterway.
So this is where Sector 6 ends.
And where Sector 7 begins. Once we cross over, we can start looking for a way back to the surface.
Might be harder than you think.
Let's just try to make our way down this tunnel. See if we can't use those gates to clear a path. We can do this. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Here are those blue goos I've heard so much about. Bye.
Keep those gloves up.
Sure thing, Coach.
And then, okay, we can go down here. I'd love to see all these mechanics, but you know, with being able to use Yuffie, because she's got that long range. But then again, Barrett also had that long range. I think if I go up here, I can go across that bridge and get something. Oh no, I can't go on top of here, can I? Nope. It almost feels like the last chapter should have been 2 chapters. It's about as long.
I think I do know.
Worked up a good sweat.
This won't take long. Don't close your...
So long.
Okay, just like that, okay?
I gotcha.
Slumber spume. It's up here, isn't it? Oh, nope. Alright, camera. Maybe because I'm micromanaging the camera, it doesn't want to do what I say. Okay, and then I can go across here. Going very slowly. Ooh, another Sagan.
Now you're in for it. You're good at this.
Told you so.
Okay, so I don't want to raise that yet, right? Or do I? Maybe I will anyway. Sort of another boring puzzly thingy, but this isn't as bad as those claws
All
in the
right.
last chapter.
Now we should be able to get across.
I'll go first, okay?
Damn it. I can't stop thinking about what Corneo said.
I know. Me too.
It's gotta be a trick. There's no way they'd go that far. But what if Corneo really was telling the truth? We have to get there in time to stop it. We have to.
Right.
Aerith, what are you not telling me?
Huh?
Guys, come on. We gotta keep moving.
Coming! I'll go first. Okay, Aerith, your turn.
On my way. Here we go.
Almost there.
Jump!
That was close.
Thanks, you saved me.
Least I could do.
Hear that, Cloud? Come on.
He's got that little smirk. Maybe it was just me. No, not that way, or that way. Okay, go right up.
still thinking about the plate?
Yeah.
The future isn't set in stone. That's what I always tell myself.
Yeah? I hope you're right.
How about this then?
The future
Think of
isn't set
something
in
fun.
stone.
After saving Sector 7, you're gonna...
I'm gonna... go shopping. Topside. I'll buy stuff for the bar. Decorations, coasters.
Can I come?
You'd better.
Then it's a date.
Cloud can carry all our stuff.
He'll be our pack chocobo.
What was that about me?
Nothing.
Charming.
Huh? No way!
Come on, Tifa! Cloud! Hold on tight!
On three, okay? 1, 2, 3!
Cloud only looks like he's about 100 pounds.
Sorry about that.
No need to be.
Well, depending on how short he is. No, actually, it's probably more about like 130, 140. I don't know, with all that densely packed muscle, probably more like 155. 155. That's a good estimate for him. It's because he's so skinny. Yeah, the future is not set in stone. Aerith is showing her true colors, what she really knows about what's going to happen. Especially in the original, in this chapter of the recording. It's so ironic that it just so happens that that's going to be coming up. And I love it. It's going to be great. Is this the... Okay, that goes on, but is this... Maybe the exit. I don't remember this part. I don't remember going shimmying through like this in the sewers.
Try to stay behind me.
That way, I can cover your back.
Is that it?
But the map is saying I haven't been to these places in this playthrough. So maybe I am getting close to getting out of here.
That was close.
Let's finish this. You're good at this.
Told you so.
All this seems too familiar. And the only reason why I feel like it is getting closer to the end, well, other than that exclamation point, is that I see that the map keeps loading.
Look, that must be the way out.
I wonder. There must be some way we can lower the water level.
And you know what? Now I'm thinking, I don't remember that part of the sewer being in like chapter 15, is it?
Guys, check it out. Seventh Heaven's water tank has something similar. I'm betting we can use this to control the sewage level.
Hey, Cloud. You want to give it a try?
This ought to drain the water. Right?
No luck?
Must be busted.
A red light indicates a blockage, apparently. We can use the hand pump to clear the blockage. Sounds about right. I remember having to do this at the bar before.
Alright. I'll...
Aerith, you mind giving me a hand? Cloud, you stay put. Keep an eye out for more red lights.
Wait, I'm not sure...
Trust me, this is the best way to handle it. We'll be back soon.
Second time I'm using Aerith. So all these characters are officially fully controllable in like not combat, in the field, I think is how they say it. Not in combat. So they don't make much use of it except just kind of wandering around a little bit.
So maybe this is a little different from the one at the bar. More industrial?
Here goes.
Oh yeah, that's right, I have to
Whoops.
keep pumping. I forgot how to do this.
Try to stay in sync.
Oops.
Keep calm.
Could have gone better. All good.
Spectacular!
Yeah, real spectacular.
That went well. Okay.
Try to stay in sync.
I don't know if anybody's gotten like all three on the first try. I mean, I've always at least gotten the first two on the first try, and then the last one
All right.
always
I
takes a
think
couple
that did it.
tries.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's head back. Cloud's probably getting worried.
Nicely done.
We make a great team.
Go team.
Back to the surface.
Well, this is
I'll end this. Enough. See ya.
And we're safe.
This won't take long. Now you're in for it. Here we go.
Keep eyes. Nothing to open.
I'm gonna turn this into frogs. I wonder if we're... Oh, look at that, with that little bow.
Get him. That's the way to do it.
I'm like so high level, I'm just not even trying, but I'm just getting put to sleep, and that part was really hard on hard mode though. Yeah, it does jump. I wonder if... Oh. I like all those little effects with the hearts and everything.
Hang back. I'll go on ahead and secure the exit.
Cloud!
I wonder if Sid has that same jump ability.
Looks like they're hungry for more.
We're not delicious. Not even a little bit.
We've seen in Crisis Core how jump works, and it could very well work the same way. I think Square Enix is giving us a lot of hints at how the next installments are going to work.
Last warning. Back off or die.
There you go, Cloud. You're tough enough.
Cloud, come on!
Okay, so moving right along to the next area. Last time we beat up on Aerith. Now, if you know what comes next, is the most notable event in RPG history, possibly the most spoilery spoil ever. A spoiler. So we'll jump right into it, and we'll talk about enemies we're going to encounter. So coming up in the Icicle area and Forgotten City, we'll find Trick Play. Let me turn this down a little bit. The original is always a little louder than the remake. So we'll see Trick Play, which is like those little groundhog enemies, Mountain Fat, which is a stronger version of Hedgehog Pie, new enemies in the Coral Valley and Cave, Grimguard and Maldancer, Hungry, which is completely new. Hungry has this weird move where it minimizes your characters and eats them. Then Acrophes, which are big seashell creatures with claws. Not a lot different and new enemies, and not super long story for short, but it's an important part and very impactful. This will end up being a much shorter chapter than the last two, but I'm feeling like that's a good thing because those videos were getting rather tedious. The lunar harp is somewhere in the ground here. We could excavate it for you if you want us to. Start digging. Other than the lunar harp, what else do you want us to dig for? Just the lunar harp. Alright then, I'll lend you some of my stuff. Show us where you want us to dig. Okay, so what I always do is I'll go up here. And I'll go this corner. I'll make them speed up. This corner. And this corner, and I'll just triangulate. And if anything is on the bottom level, I'll just do my best to see where they point. Alright, so they're gonna calculate. Yep, so it's right about here. So whatever they find will show up in the box overnight. Sure enough, we got the lunar harp. All right. So with the lunar harp in hand, we go back here to the forest that we saw in the dreams. It got really dark. The sleeping forest awoke. And there is a summon materia floating around. There we go. Got it. Kujata materia. I'm not going to equip that. I don't care. There is a... Oh, water ring. Okay. This I do have to equip because it drains water attacks. And I should equip enemy skill. I'll do both enemy skills just for kicks. Enemy skill is such a weird one because you can only get let's see, can I... Oh, you know what? I think I was wrong because Mall Dancer is actually like the Terpsichotes or Choose Tank. There we go. Okay, so I'm not. After this, I'm gonna take a break from cheat mode until I really need to. Until I get down on health. Because I haven't done any grinding or anything. I just wanted to get the story going. So, look at that vantage point, that vista. And here we go. This is I don't think there are no enemies here. And I actually want to, since we have some time, because this isn't a super long chapter, I want to go up all the way to the center of this area. And this is where it all takes place. And if you don't know what I mean by it all, then you don't know these spoilers. I like this little fish here. Okay, comet materia, good. You don't see that fish, I don't think, unless you go here before you spend the night in the other area. And progress the story. So we're just going to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to go this way first. We're going to get some items. Okay. I could save if I want to, but I thought I could interact with something over there. Okay, I gotta take off that speed thing. Yeah, okay. So now there's another. Oh, wait, what was that? I did it too fast. That might have been. Oh, I think that was the Aurora armlet, which absorbs cold attacks. So I'm going to also attach it there. The reason being because Genova does water-based and cold attacks. Okay, so this area is for later in the story. We're not worried about it for right now. I love that, how they just plant these whole areas here for later. And you know what? In games of this time, of this era, they made entire levels that were Easter eggs that you might not have even played unless you played the whole game, which actually really makes sense. It makes sense because you don't really have to play the game in the first place. You don't have to beat the game in the first place. You don't have to encounter all the enemies. And they're still developing all of that. And even today, they're still developing that everything. Oh. Words of the Ancients? No good, I can't understand. And so for that same reason, they should be developing everything. Not for the whole game. Not to say that you have to have everything available to you in the game proper. They should have whole levels and story beats and Easter eggs packed in. And they kind of have started doing that again when they started introducing DLCs back into games. Especially like in, I know Spider-Man is the most notable one that comes to mind, where it's like, there's half of a game there in the DLC. And that's one of my favorite things about that game. But that would be really neat if they could pack that in as extras to the regular game. Like when they come out with Rebirth, maybe they could have some other Easter egg things like being able to see the the remains of Benora, or some kind of, reference to something else in Crisis Core, which I know they'll probably bring in Genesis and all that. So, anyway, let's continue. There's a bed. Shall we take a break here? Yes, let's take... actually, let me see no, so I can go... Okay, there's nothing up there. So, but yeah, I am going to... I have to go back. All the way back over here. And then back up here. No? I have to go all the way out. Yes, okay. Nice little jingle again. The sleep jingle. I feel it. Cloud, what is it? Aerith is here. And so is Sephiroth. What? Sephiroth? But how can you tell? It's not an excuse, I feel it in my soul. Then we better get up off our lazy asses. Right, let's hurry and find Aerith. Aerith's voice, coming from there? Even if Rebirth looks like it did in Advent Children with this area, with all these little icicle things and the coral and everything, if it looks like the same as Advent Children, it'll still be amazing. To be able to walk around in there in like a high-res 3D version instead of just something that's like pasted onto a pre-rendered background. So here we go into the City of the Ancients. Or is it the Forgotten Capital? I don't know. The Emerald City. Where are the Munchkins? That's beautiful. They have that kind of like same beautiful stuff throughout the other installments too. So it doesn't seem like there are as many unique areas in current games. Either they try to make like reuse assets like crazy, or there's just not the same sort of like green, blue glow, like this allure. There's some like purples in here. This is just gorgeous, and I think that somewhere along the lines, when they stopped using pre-rendered backgrounds, they couldn't. They were limited a little bit, and they couldn't make games the same way that they used to. But that's changing now, because now they can make with Unreal Engine 5 and PS5. They can do justice to scenes like this. Aerith? So you stay right there. I'll go get her. There's that ominous music again. Take up my sword. This is why people think, Cloud, stop! This is why some people think that he's actually is going to kill her in Rebirth, because anything can happen, right? Oh, what are you making me do? Oh, that's so creepy and ominous. How it looked like there were angels like floating above in a way. There were like almost like three figures. And Geo and Genesis. No, that's like going too far. I hope they don't do that. Something they would do though is they would make silhouettes of previous characters from Crisis Core. Aerith. This can't be real. Do not worry. Soon the girl will become part of the planet's energy. All that is left is to go north. The promised land waits for me over the snowy fields. There I will become a new being by uniting the planet as with this girl. Shut up! The cycle of nature and your stupid plan don't mean a thing. Aerith is gone. Aerith will no longer talk, no longer laugh, cry, or get angry. What about us? What are we supposed to do? What is this pain? My fingers are tingling. My mouth is dry. My eyes are burning. What are you saying? Are you trying to tell me you have feelings now? Of course! Who do you think I am? Ha ha ha. Stop acting as if you're sad. And there's no need to act as if you're angry either. Because, Cloud, you are. I thought he was wearing that. Oh, so that's all purely water attack. That's not cold. It's funny how they still stop gameplay recording, even though if you were to see recording of before and after, you see that Aerith is no longer available. I kind of feel bad for anybody who played this game and didn't know that you could just equip the water ring and none of these attacks would hurt you. Because I know some people have, and they struggled so hard with this battle and they didn't know how to get past it. Oh, it's skill power is used up. It can't aqua lung anymore. Okay, finally. I should be at a much higher level. Because you are a puppet. I'm a puppet? I like those compilations that show how each character responds. I think it's gonna enter another blocked scene. Oh. That's interesting. That this scene is not blocked also. Everyone, listen to me. I'm Cloud, ex-soldier, born in Ibelheim. I came to settle up with Sephiroth. What's going on? I came here by my own free will, or so I thought. However, to tell the truth, I'm afraid of myself. There's a part of me that I don't understand. That part that made me give the black materia to Sephiroth. If you hadn't stopped me, Aerith might have been. There's something inside of me, a person who is not really me. That's why I should quit this journey. Before I do something terrible. But I am going. He destroyed my hometown 5 years ago, killed Aerith, and is now trying to destroy the planet. I'll never forgive Sephiroth. I must go on. I have a favor to ask of you. Will you all come with me? To save me from doing something terrible? I don't know, man. I don't know how Aerith tried to save the planet from Meteor. And I guess now we'll never know. But we still have a chance. We must get that black materia back before Sephiroth uses it. Let's go. Sephiroth, I wonder which way he went. Ugh. Hey, you alright? Sephiroth said to me, head north, past the snowfields. So this seems like this would be the start of the next chapter in Rebirth. Well, maybe the first chapter in whatever comes after Rebirth. Viper Halberd. So Square Enix said some things may be a little out of order. Some places may not show up in Rebirth right away. Some they may have to wait until the last installment. Whatever it is, it's going to be disappointing because all of the stuff in here is really fun and really great to play. I think that in Rebirth, the last chapter, is going to be something like we saw in Remake, where we battled Sephiroth on the highway. But it's going to make more sense because we're going to be in the North Crater. Absolutely. So it's going to make more sense. It's going to be reasonable. People are going to like that more overall, I think. All right, and this is a good place to stop for now. So next time, we're really going to finish everything right up to the Great Glacier and the Northern Crater, and that is, now that I'm remembering, now that I'm looking at this, that is a good chunk of story. So, you forget just how much is in these games. When they said, "Oh, Midgar is going to be a whole game," that's great and everything. They can flesh it out and make it be that, but if it's 1/3, that part of the game is not 1/3 of this game. It's like, I think from the start of this chapter all the way to the end of Northern Crater is probably the length of Midgar in this game. So, and it's probably going to be covered in 2 chapters in Rebirth. So, as for the timing, I would say like we're maybe 2 to 4 chapters ahead or past the point where Rebirth would have stopped if this is divided equally. Well, maybe not if this is divided. If it's divided equally, we would be ending quite a bit before we get to the point where, well, we would be ending at the last point. So, Temple of the Ancients part of the game is where it would end, not even up to Bone Village. We would start at Bone Village in the third game if we divided it up equally. But since some things will be out of order and some places are going to be saved to the last location, it is going to be a little different. I know that we're going to see the same story beats for the most part, the same places, and it's not going to go completely off the rails, except for like the ending, the kind of like the implications for everything, Zack being back and all that, like everything that is throwing the whole concept and the point of the story off the rails is going to be different. Everything else, all the details, all the places, all the characters, all the enemies, and then some, they're going to put more into it, is going to be well worth this game being played. So if you can kind of ignore the fact that they're going to go in a completely different direction with the meaning of the story and where everything is going to go in that regard, we'll just say that you should keep an open mind and not be that rigid when going into play Rebirth. So, but this is what we're looking at for the timing here, and we have quite a bit more before we get to where I think Rebirth is going to end. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.